All right, so today is a very, very special day. After 8 weeks of hard work, and it's time to reveal your final product. So who will do the honor?
I'll do it. I'll go ahead. If for some reason the connection or something, gets rocky, let me know and I'll turn off my webcam. I did test it ahead of time and it seemed fine, but let me know.
Will do.
All right. Okay, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. Our app was built for the modern family with the modern family in mind. They are a diverse group. They're on the go, they have various needs. So the parents have to kind of juggle this work-life balance. And they need to be able to have various lists for various needs for groceries, sports, medication, other things, right? So some of the family members prefer to have the mobile view where they can access it on the go. And others that work from home enjoy our accessibility features because they can tap through on their desktop and, add things on their side. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mobile view. We're going to join an existing list, one of our grocery lists. So yeah, we're actually going to join Novos and Snags. So let's go ahead and join that one. All right, so we can see our list here. This is our light mode. This user happens to prefer this view, this color. You can see that our list has items marked as soon, kind of soon, or not soon. And the really nice thing is that our list allows other family members to add things asynchronously. So let's see if we can get a couple of items added asynchronously now. Maybe some coffee, apple juice, perfect. And maybe some coffee. Let's see, perfect, awesome. So we got a couple two new items, instant coffee and apple juice added to the list. And you can see that they're marked as soon or kind of soon. And as they're going to the grocery store, they can kind of take a look at this and continue to get items added that they, remember. So let's go ahead and actually switch and look at that mobile view, not the mobile view, the desktop view, so that we can see. Actually, before I do that, we're going to go ahead and add our own list, something to our own list because we forgot. So let's say we're going to make mango salsa and we forgot to add that. So I'm going to go ahead and add it as an item that needs to be added soon. And you'll see we get a little success message that said, all right, mango was added to your list. Great job. And we can go back. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what this looks like in dark mode for our other user that prefers dark mode on the computer. So give me a second. Here. Switch to that color. Okay, so here is our desktop view, and we can go ahead and tap through everything. We're going to go ahead and join that same list. So we're going to do no-go, soon, snag, and we can tap through and join the same list. Here you can see the items that we've added. Let's say I also want to add bacon. So, oh, sorry, that's our filter there. We're going to tab through. I can mark them or delete them. And then we're actually going to add bacon to the list. And this is something that while I want to add it, I don't need it right now. So we're going to just add it as kind of soon. See, bacon was added to the list. Now remember, this is actually a list that the nice thing is that we can share it with other people and we can have multiple lists. So we're actually going to go ahead and leave this list and open up one of those other lists because we have some children who play soccer and need some sports item purchase. So we're going to go ahead and leave this one and then create a new list. And we're going to go ahead and copy it and share it with someone else. And they're going to go ahead and add some items that they need. So let's go ahead and take a look at that list view. Let's see if Ishmori can add a couple of items on there. Maybe some cleats, water bottles, things like that. Awesome. Perfect. Very cool. All right. So we're going to switch back to our parent that's actually on the go. And they are going to access the same list. And this time, they're actually going to mark off the items as purchased. Okay, so we're going to join an existing list. There we go. We can see these. Now, because they're just items that we're going to purchase one time, we're actually going to go ahead and just delete them after we purchase them. You get the little message, are you sure you want to delete water bottles? And we do. And then we're going to do the same thing with soccer cleats because we're purchasing them just this one time. We don't need an algorithm to kind of keep track of everything as we purchase them. So that's really nice. All right, and we're gonna switch back to our original list because we're still shopping. And so let's go back to Novo Soon Snag. And over here, we're taking a look. Okay, I'm at the store right now. I'm buying bread. I check it off, and you can visually see, okay, this has been checked off now. Same thing with eggs. And just like that, we've made our modern days family a little bit easier. It's nicer for them to collaborate and to remember what everyone in the family. So that's it. That's our little presentation. Do you have any questions?
Nice job.
Awesome job. Yeah. I love the like real-time collaboration going on here.
Thank
Yeah,
you. We got that little tip from Mark. We figured, oh, we need to get better at selling our stories. So hopefully that worked.
that was great. I've never seen a team do that where, one person's demoing while other people are kind of, it really shows off the real time sort of feature of it. And I love your focus on sort of the users, the persona of like who's using the app as a way of explaining the functionality and things. So really nice demo. Well done. Good job, team. Um, I would love to hear from you all about sort of the process when you shifted over from being sort of fed the work, right? Like, the first 6 weeks of the project, it's very clear what you have to do. And then there's this sort of abrupt swap to where you're in charge now. And like you have to you have to self-organize and figure out what to do and how to get the things done. Like what was that like for you all? Like was that comfortable? Was that hard to do? How did you organize yourselves? Because you got great result, so want to hear how you got there.
I can touch on it a little bit. I think we worked really well because every step of the way, we kind of were like just getting feedback from each other, honestly. And I feel like had we not had the shared Figma file that Christina had created, we wouldn't have had, I guess, like the collaboration like level that we had between each other, between like all of the iterations, whether it be mobile view or desktop view, because that's kind of what we did. Um, Christina likes to say that we created a Frankenstein version of our design, where individually we kind of created mock-ups, wireframes of how we believed our site should ultimately look like and be styled. And that's also the same place where we kind of broke down, who's going to be in charge of implementing what features too. So I think all in all, between the Figma files, all of us collaborating and constantly messing each other on Slack, I think that's why I think we were able to create such I think, a well-designed design by the end of it.
Nice. Very cool. Satoshi, anything you would add to that?
Yeah, our strategy worked out. At the beginning, we have meeting on the design goal, like we talked about the concepts, and also we just worked on the visual, like Figma without code, and everyone made a design on their own, and then after that we talked which design is good, and then we mix up the good points from each other. In that way we had the same kind of goal for our end products, and after that we can just make small tasks like creating the small components, the button or input, and once we created all of them and we worked on the layout, how they look in total, and yeah, it it was, I felt it's tiring over 2 weeks, to be honest. A lot
Mhm.
of to work on. on my own, and yeah, but it was good experience, and I'm very proud of the end product today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I like about that little 2 weeks thing, I mean, beyond just if you haven't done project management, it's like the actual creation of tickets and all those kinds of things is there's usually more ideas, more things you want to do than you can fit into the time, and so it forces you to do some prioritization and kind of cutting scope in order to get to something that's sort of coherent and looks finished at the end, right? So the app looks great. I love the branding. It's like really clean and it looks like it works really well as well. So nice
I
job.
did, and I think we had that suggestion. It was in the issue that you guys had assigned to us that said to create a mood board, and I think that creating that mood board helped us get on the same page as far as like the look and feel for
Mhm.
our app, and then it allowed us to go ahead and like use that as a springboard to create our designs, and then to open up the discussions. It was really helpful. And then Yufa chimed in and reminded us, oh, make sure that your colors are accessible. And that was another thing that really helped us like fine tune what it was that we were working on. So it was really nice. We did, in the beginning, we were working out how we were supposed to be doing our tickets and stuff like that, but it worked out really well. And we did have to make some cuts. I mean, there was little things like we wanted to have a toggle for like the dark and light mode, and that didn't make the cut.
Hmm.
But that's okay.
Hmm.
We were able to get it.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely remember I struggle with the scope. Yeah, like we have to prioritize, just choose our priorities. Yeah.
I know
I
you're
had
going
a
to show it to
question.
you guys. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was wondering if you could go into more detail about how you did the light and dark mode.
So the light and dark mode was already set into the feature of like switching between light and dark mode is actually already set into the index.css file. And so what we did is we went in there and we changed the variables that were created inside of that. And just made sure that it was, it was actually really nice. We just used what was already there and worked on fine tuning it to meet our needs. But then Tailwind also, sorry, my connection's apparently not good enough to load something new and show you guys. But we just went in there and changed the variables for like the text and dark mode and for the text and light mode, and then fine-tuned things if they were a little bit different. Like some of our modals, the dark mode text was supposed to be this really light teal, like teal 200. And on those modals, it was different because we have a different contrast color in the background. So on those, we just used the dark tag that Tailwind uses, so dark, and then specified it, and we overruled the rules that we had in that index CSS file.
Cool, nice.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
have a
that is one of the advantages of, sorry, Alejandro, of using a framework like that. If you get some of those, it makes it a little easier to implement some of those things.
Yeah, you could say it's like also a Frankenstein with styling because we decided to use Tailwind CSS, but there were already regular CSS, styling in there, and we didn't want to remove those, especially in like the layout. We just kind of manipulated those to meet our needs, which was nice.
I would like to know, like, we talk a lot about accessibility, right? Like, how was your approach? Like, what tools did you use? Like, how was it? I'm really curious about that.
At least for the accessibility, like the colors, Christina used a website, I forget the name of it right now, where basically after we had our mood board and established the color palette that we wanted to incorporate, she plugged in different color combinations to see what colors would be accessible. And so also in our Figma file, if you saw it, like you could see like do combine, do not combine, just to make sure that there was like enough contrast between some of the elements or text on the page. So that was like one way that we tested at least like the color accessibility.
And it looks like you all paid attention to being able to tab through the whole interface and that kind of thing too. That's kind of table stakes for accessibility.
Yeah, we did. And then Ishmari, I mean, we did use icons and we made sure that those were semantic as well. We were going to use some icons called semantic icons, but we ended up using Font Awesome. Ishmari did some digging and then found out that, you know, if we added a particular title to it, then it would be accessible, which was really great. So that helped out a lot. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up what the little tool was, but my internet connection is not it's not good enough to apparently load things that I don't already have loaded. So I apologize if you guys happen to have it. But we also made sure like our target zones, you know, were, and part of that's just because of the labels, that it was the entire area, not just the radio buttons. That way it was, and same thing with checkbox, so that way it was accessible. Little things like that.
Nice.
Thank you. That's great.
Well done, team. I'll drop and let you all kind of do the rest of your meeting, but great work. I'm really proud of the work you've done. And let's see, I think we are probably all connected on LinkedIn. You know, one of the things I would encourage you to do is just like lean on me. I'm very well connected on LinkedIn or whatever. So you know, if you're applying to companies, you know, I might have a connection there. So, you know, I have zero shame about just cold emailing people and, you know, kind of making a recommendation or trying to, you know, get them to maybe, you know, pay a little more attention to your application if you're applying there. So happy to do that. But yeah, no, hopefully you'll see most of you in Career Lab at some point. But well done. Really, like it's really clear, like you all worked well together and you like became a team over the course of the project, and the results, you know, like your app looks great. So yeah, really great job. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you around Collab Lab for a while to come, you know, come back and mentor and help out if you have a little extra capacity. So yeah, I guess that's it. Nice job, mentors, as well. Thanks for paying attention to this group for the last 2 months. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
time just flew by.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you,
All right.
Andrew.
Yeah, thanks. See you later.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks. Bye.
Alrighty. I remember Satoshi said the last 2 weeks feel so long. Yeah, definitely like
A lot of tweaking.
yeah. How was the process like break down the tasks? Was it like obviously we have the Figma file, so maybe that makes things a little bit easier. Um, were there any challenges? Like, okay, it's hard to break down tasks for each you know individuals, or try and have people work on different files. Yeah, I'm curious about that thought process.
I don't know that it was hard for us to actually divide tasks because we met,
Mm.
like Satoshi said, we met a couple times. So we met on week 1 and we met on week 2. Week 1 we met twice. And then we met this last week right before what was supposed to be our open office hours. And we kind of were just like, okay, this person's doing this task in this page, so also go ahead and do the other tasks that are on that page. Or we created like reusable components like the button. So Satoshi created a reusable component, which was the button. Ishmari, you know, was working on the inputs. And then Tila worked on the modals, and creating those reusable components helped us limit the conflicts. We did have merge conflicts, but it didn't help us limit what we had, which was really nice. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I felt like we didn't really struggle with like deciding who was doing what.
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty like clean cut. Like once like we kind of put ideas to paper, it was like, all right, like I'll take this task or I'll take this one. Like it was never like a struggle to see like who was going to work on what. It was pretty clear for the most part.
I think what was hardest was like noticing that we were using the DOM for the mobile views to see what it looked like. and it reacted differently, like on my computer versus Mari's computer versus Satoshi's computer versus Tila's, and same thing with like our
Mm.
actual cell phones. So whenever we would check it on the cell phone, it might have a slightly different view. And so that's, I think, probably what made our tweaking take the longest. And Satoshi was actually pushing the last one this morning because we had a it was working well on all of our computers and all of our cell phones, but on his it wasn't. And so he was able to come through and like make that final fix. Even though we were using Flex and everything, there was still like minor adjustments that needed to be made. And so that I think is what made it the longest, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree, Satoshi.
Yeah, the mobile mobile browser is tricky. Like every browser act differently
Mm.
according to others' input. So yeah, in the last minute I was doing some stuff.
Yeah, like for
So
example, like
there is.
on the add item page, everyone could see like the little tags, the little add item button, but for whatever reason, whatever edition iPhone this is, it like would not allow me to like scroll all the way to the bottom. So thankfully Satoshi was very nice and like working with me to be like, oh, like let's fix that little button just because I can't see it. But it worked out.
I love like all of you jump in to test. I know it's yeah, it's it's tricky. Mobile first, it's tricky.
Yeah, and luckily our app is simple. I was thinking like, on big scale apps where
Yeah.
there's like lots of components displaying on the screen, we got lucky that we really have just a limited amount of things we need to display on the screen, which is great.
Hmm. Cool. Then I guess it's time for our last ritual. Danielle, take it away.
All right. So this is our last retro. To make sure I can share my screen. Yay, I can. Um, so yeah, I think we'll probably mostly just do similar to what we did before. But this is going to be a retro on the whole project, not just the past 2 weeks. So definitely keep that in mind. I will pop this in the chat. Make sure everyone has access to that. I think you should, but just to make sure. And I think I'll just give you 10 minutes to write, appreciation, what went well, what could be improved, and things learned. And then we can chat about it. So feel free to go off camera if you want. Not that you need my permission to do that, but I probably will. And yeah, could I bug you, Yufa, to stop the screen recording? To it. Cool. All right. So let's get started in our final retro. I think we'll just go around the horn, and if you want to read what you wrote and add in any more details, definitely helpful. And if any conversations come out of that, even better. So let's start with appreciation. Looks like you are first, Ismari.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Christina and Satoshi, specifically Satoshi, for making those final adjustments, just because it just made all the difference, especially on my smaller screen. So I appreciate you for that. And then Christina for getting us started, staying organized and accountable, and just, creating a much more smooth design process on our file. So thank you, Christina.
Awesome. Looks like yours is next, Alejandro.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I feel super supported by Daniel and Jufa, like a lot. I've been, like when I joined this cohort, I was hoping that have more capacity, but I didn't. So thank you for being there, like taking the lead, especially you, Jufa. I said that in the mentors chat, but I want to make this like say that again in public. So thank you for that. Like you were on top of everything, like organizing the week, basically giving Daniel and I tasks and all that. So I'm being active in Slack, like asking how things are going with the group. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, right back at you. I have another one, but I think I can say that right now. Yeah, both of you are, I've learned a lot. And, both of you have full-time positions. So, yeah, so we totally understand. And, and I have a little bit more time, so I can contribute a little bit more. And I've learned a lot from all of you. I think I mentioned that on the Slack message as well. Just, how to approach things, how to better review PR code, PRs, and yeah, just like how to ask better questions, all of that. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'll echo that. Yeah, this is my first time mentoring in this specific type of capacity. And both participants and fellow mentors have been really great to work with. So thank you for that. And I feel like I've learned a lot as well because that's the thing about all this is you're constantly learning new things, and it's kind of cool to review people's PRs and see different approaches, and you kind of get different ideas. So I think regardless of how many years you have in this, you can always teach someone something else. So thank you for that. I lost track of where I was. um,
I think you're right there if you go up
were we on
on
you,
mine.
Christina?
Yeah, I'm the one above it. There's two.
Oh,
Go up.
this
There, I
guy.
got two.
Okay.
Yeah. My retros are kind of, I have like stuff from this last 2 weeks and then from the whole program. So I'll start with the ones from this last week, last couple weeks. So I really appreciate Tila modifying the modals. The modals were something that when we were doing our design process, we were thinking of using like a library. And so we weren't sure how much of the style was going to be applied from the library, how much we were going to customize it. And so when she presented it to us, we had quite a bit of feedback as far as like the things that we needed to do to make it more accessible. And I appreciate her patience on that because I know she had already spent a lot of time working on it. And then we, threw a couple curveballs her way. So I really appreciate how much she, you know, was patient with us and was able to get that done before she could go to her, before she went on her trip. Because I know everyone's time is limited. And my other one is I really appreciate Satoshi helping us fine tune those mobile views there at last minute. That was really awesome. Ishmael, I have one for you too, but down further on the list, so I'll come back to that
Yeah,
one.
we can just do all yours. That sounds good.
Oh, okay. So I really appreciate over just the last couple of weeks finding those icons and teaching us how to make those accessible. That was really helpful. And I was definitely looking like at your imports and everything. I looked at the docs and the docs Fontasm were great, but there was certain things that like I didn't know how they were classifying the icons. And so looking at your examples was definitely extremely helpful for me. I really appreciated that. And I appreciated your just very can-do attitude. You were learning Tailwind, and I really appreciated that you just had a really can-do attitude and you're open to try new things. And then from the mentors, just as a whole, I really appreciate all of the feedback and the insight and the support that we received from you guys. I didn't really, I know that this is something that you guys do extra, and I felt like you really put your full heart into it. So I really appreciate that. Um, those PR reviews helped me become a better programmer, I feel, and they're going to hopefully help me give better PRs in the future. And that's from my peers as well. Um, and then I appreciate how patient my collabbies were with me and some of the tickets where I struggled a little bit more, particularly those tickets on dates. Mari and Satoshi got to work with me on both of those date ones, and I struggled with those. And I really appreciate how patient you guys were with me and with my scheduling too. Thank you. I think those are all of mine. Oh, and for Mark,
One more.
I appreciate that meeting that we had with Mark. It was a good, really insightful actually. We learned a lot of things. It made us think a little bit more about like our tap zone and where we needed to have things located. It was really insightful. And same thing thinking about that story and the user persona. So I appreciate that.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Christina. I'm trying to think where we were. kind of, yeah, I don't know
Oh
whose
yeah,
this was.
I forgot to leave my
Go
name.
for it, Satoshi.
Yeah, yeah, very thankful for this learning opportunity. I realized it's very fortunate to have like very passionate, motivated team members and then supportive mentors. Yeah, it was very fortunate to join this program, and I definitely recommend someone early career developers to join program for next cohort. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. I'm just doing a scan to see if you had any more.
I think I have one here. Yeah, so that's
Cool.
all.
All right. Ismari, did you want to go through yours?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Switching
I
up the
think I just saw
format.
it. I think there's one like above it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like right there. Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you to all the mentors, Yufa, Danielle, Alejandro, for helping us code reviews, questions, talking about our life and our pets, whatever have you during office hours, how life is in general, just being a developer. So I just appreciate you taking the time out of your lives, even though I know you're busy, to help us and to support us.
I wish I can just leave my emoji on.
Awesome. I'm looking to see. Looks like you had one more here, Ismar. All right. Yeah. Alejandro or Yufa, did you have any more appreciation you wanted to specifically shout out before we move to the next column?
Yeah, I think I have two more. Yeah, so one is really awesome job today as a team, really presenting the greatest demo today. That's awesome. And the second one is, yeah, really, I know the last 2 weeks must be like a lot of, collaboration, just a lot of hard work. So thank you for your commitment and especially for the last 2 weeks. What else? Yeah, I really love how you break down the tasks and have like different PRs for different tasks. Make things a lot easier for you to organize. Yeah, awesome job.
I have two things, so let me find them. Okay, yeah. So you were great, Collabis. You were always willing to help each other, and you have a really, really nice attitude toward challenges. And so, yeah, I appreciate that. That makes the work super easy for us. So, thank you. And the last one is about office hours. So I appreciate first you attending, and second, like sharing your stories, like being open. And I felt that like we have like I don't know if it's a stronger bond is something like too much to say, but I think that we connected at another level, not just like PRs and like ceremonies. So thank you for that. I really liked my last office hours when Ismari and I talk about like the frustrations of technical interviews and failing technical interviews. That was super fun. So yeah, thank you for that. I enjoyed office hours a lot.
Cool. Yeah, I think the last thing I wanted to mention in this column was I forget where it is, but I was just wanted to thank everyone for giving feedback and for receiving feedback gracefully. Both ends can be kind of challenging, and I think we did everyone here did a really great job with that. Awesome. Okay. We've got about 12 minutes left, so I'll move this along. I think I reorganized it so everyone's going to be next to theirs. So what went well? Go ahead, Ismari, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I think I was like building upon, I think Christina's previous comment of just saying that, but like take into account everyone's preference for their design, I think we just had a really great team dynamic and we worked really well. And I'm just happy that, we got along as well as we did. And I just feel like we're very fortunate that, we met each other and we're able to work with each other on this project. And hopefully we can kind of continue that energy moving forward with future projects.
Awesome. Christina, I should have had you go first.
That's not my comment. I think that's Satoshi's.
Oh, I saw Christina. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
to Christina. Yeah, the last 2 weeks are a bit challenging because everyone has different taste, the design. Yeah, the first part of the tasks are more like logic and then code quality. So there's some goal everyone understand, but the design is different. There's no answers, correct answers. So it was very hard to decide things. But Christina led the meeting very well with the Figma, and then yeah, and guided us as a team. Yeah, I really appreciate leadership.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Alejandro?
All right. Yeah, so I have two. So the project looks amazing. Really, really nice job. Really well done. And the other one is about the demo. So it was super good. I liked that it was, as Andrew said, like more user focused, right? And not like technically heavy. Like you didn't talk about Firebase or Tailwind, like you didn't go deep into that. And I think that's great because the users, they don't care about that. So really good job. And I love how you like tell the story of this family, like, and the dad is buying this and we have this other list, like all that narrative, that was super good. So really, really good job. Congratulations.
Yeah, to kind of follow that up. Yeah, I think overall, like all the demos were really good. And like, I mean, there's always the potential, my internet's not good or like my screen share app's not working well. And I think you all did a pretty good job of, explaining what's going on, but not like visibly freaking out. And that should serve you really well in interviews, I think, especially if you're, remote interviewing. So great job, everyone. All right. Let's switch gears a little and go to what could be
We did
improved.
have one in there, but I don't know
Oh, did I
where it
miss?
went. Maybe it got deleted on there. It's okay if it got deleted. I think I was just gonna say I was really proud of how we worked as a team. It's just okay because Ishmari covered it. But I was just really proud of because I think we did really luck out. I'm sure that, not all teams are the same, and I do think we really lucked out. We had some people who everyone really wanted to work together and to make it come to life as a whole. And I really appreciate that because I think, in teams, sometimes you can have, different personalities and it can be hard to work with each other. And I just think that we did a pretty good job at trying to navigate teamwork. So that was good. But I don't know where it went. So maybe I imagined it. I don't think so because Ishmari is seconding. So I'm sure I put it in there somewhere. But
Oh, this one. Sorry.
oh, cool. Well, anyways, that was it.
My bad.
No. Thank you. Anyway, this was about collaboration. Thank you. I think it went well.
So it really was there. Okay. Yeah.
I
Did you
didn't
want to go into
imagine it.
the? Do
Oh
you want
yeah.
to go into
So
improvement?
really, picking my brain and trying to think what it is that could be improved because overall the program's been just fantastic. It's been amazing. But I was thinking back to that first week, and that first week was a little bit lighter for us. We only had like one line of code that we really had to write. And I do remember that there was a lot of things that were new to me, which were like PR reviews and a lot of the Git commands for like actually working in branches and pulling down a branch and looking at a branch. So those little things, I was kind of thinking that something that could possibly be improved is maybe in that first week, not increasing the amount of hours that we have as a whole. I think we have like 5 hours a week that we're supposed to dedicate, but using some of that time to do some asynchronous work possibly to help us prepare for creating a PR and doing a code review and doing a demo. Still touching on those later on, but just kind of giving us like a taste of what is coming and a taste of what it is that we should be doing in these various tasks. I remember Satoshi and I and kind of struggling a little bit on our first pair programming session. So having a little bit of extra info in the beginning, that would have been helpful, I guess. But again, this is just minor. I was racking my brain trying to think of like what is something we can use to improve. So that's it.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback. Again, I think I mentioned we're revamping the program, so we're combining the career lab with with this 8 weeks of actual coding. So we'll definitely take that into consideration. Yeah, there's always room for improvement. You don't have to, yeah, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's good feedback for sure. Let's go to things learned. Satoshi, you want to go first?
Yeah, throughout the program, they care for the documentation, especially the pull request documentation and code reviews comments. I think I need to learn more about how to use a GitHub comment on the review. Yeah, I like to learn more in the future.
Cool. Thanks for that. Ismari, I'll just go through both of these.
Yeah. So I'm thankful that I had a chance to learn a little bit more about Tailwind CSS. I've used it before, very limiting, but this, especially during the past 2 weeks, kind of like put like my very base knowledge to the test. So I had to refer to the documentation a lot, and just kind of play around with it and experiment. And I kind of felt like that GIF, I can't remember who originally shared it, of like Peter Griffin messing with the blinds and it says CSS on the bottom. That's how I kind of felt manipulating some CSS sometimes. So I'm definitely very thankful to kind of get more Tailwind CSS experience under my belt. And also wanted to shout out Andrew for taking the time to talk about accessibility a little bit more. It's always something that, I knew about and I lightly covered when I was in my coding boot camp. But to kind of have, a more in-depth look into things and components that I should be taking into consideration when it comes to web design. I'll continue to kind of keep those things in mind for future projects that I hopefully get to work on.
Awesome. Yeah, mine was kind of similar. I just learned a lot. There's always new tools that are coming out, and he showed us some of the like that browser extension. I'd never seen that before, so that was really good and also free to use. My favorite price. Christina, you go through your two.
Yeah, so I also learned a lot about accessibility. I know I wasn't able to make that meeting, but I did definitely watch the recording, and that was super helpful. I really enjoyed learning about the different personas, actually, because I feel like it helps you have a bigger buy-in when it comes to, trying to push accessibility. At the company I work with, it's quite a big company. So when you can show that this goes way beyond, a smaller percentage of users, I think that that's extremely helpful in helping you get more buy-in for those kinds of proposals. So I enjoyed learning about the personas and about different ways to make apps accessible. And then I also learned a lot about creating tickets, issues, PR drafts, working on branches. That was all really new to me. So it was really great.
So yeah, I feel like we should have like graduation hats or diplomas or something. I should have added that to the improved. This doesn't feel final enough.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
should have, should have some sort of like symbol.
I keep trying to click my camera to put on a graduation hat because there is, but it keeps turning it off. There's
Oh
someone
yeah, there
like
should be.
on Zoom. Zoom has them.
yeah, I think it's somewhere.
In our
Filter?
video, backgrounds and filters.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's graduation cap.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
Your video filters. Where's yours, Satoshi? Sorry, you need yours.
Where do I go?
It's
Filter?
in your background
Yeah.
backgrounds and effects under settings, like in your camera, if you click on the little arrow next to the camera, it'll say video settings.
Arrow next to the camera.
So hover over the camera
Oh,
icon where it says stop video, there's a little arrow and it says,
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, actually choose video filter, and then it has under video filters.
the filters?
I think I'm not seeing it.
Did
I
you
don't
click
see
on
the
choose
filter.
video filter from your webcam?
Like under
There's
like view
the top
options
will
or in
say
the
no. So on the webcam where it says stop webcam, there's a little tiny arrow. If you click on the little tiny arrow, it says like video settings, choose avatar, video filter, and video background.
Oh, okay. So
You click on
choose
filter.
virtual background.
No, video filter.
Video filter.
And then it's a tab next to virtual backgrounds. I just updated
Mm.
Zoom. Kind of weird.
Oh, here we go. Maybe.
Just like that. There's like little options.
I
I-
clicked on it, but it's not working. Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
there it is. I see it.
Double click. Double
Takes
click.
a little bit, yeah.
I
That's
don't
the
need it,
she
but
needs one for graduation.
nice. There you go. Satoshi, we're just staring at you.
I
No,
know. Just
I,
staring at you
I,
waiting.
I just following, but no, I cannot find out the filter setting. So
Not accessible on your computer. Like I know certain.
So she has a graduation cap on in spirit.
I
Yeah,
just
there
put
we go. He's
the
doing the little
oh this way.
up and down.
Oh, the
I love it.
sunglasses.
It's
These
fun.
feel random.
They do, right?
Oh, theater. That's nice.
No. Well, you can like turn into like I don't know. It's gone out of hand. Now we're picking dog avatars and everything. Like I don't know if it'll do it for me. I think my connection's too slow.
Oh, this is
Okay.
cute.
Turn
Pizza
myself into
party.
a dog,
Oh, I like the
but it won't
pizza.
let me.
It's cute.
Pizza's good.
Oh, that's a pizza. I saw it's like a cap.
That's funny. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh yeah, the pizza.
Anyways, well, have fun at the Korea Lab. Um, I'll be volunteering for that. I'm not sure if we are paired. I'm not sure. I haven't really look at the thing
I think
yet.
I think they paired already.
Yeah, I just haven't got a chance to take a look. But really have fun. Yeah, really, I think those three practices are really helpful, like LinkedIn review. What else? LinkedIn review. Oh, take home as well as a behavioral.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the based on, what you need to practice on, I feel like those three things will kind of give you a direction where you want to improve a little bit more, in a safe space.
Yeah, it's good to experiment when it's not a real interview, and then you can get that feedback.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and watch my son. Apparently, he scored a goal, so I'm gonna go see if I can catch the tail end of his game. But it was really great talking to you guys. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for everything. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Christina. And really, thank you all for being here. And this is not the end, right? Obviously. So keep in touch and let us know how you're doing and have fun at the Career Lab. I'm always happy
Thanks.
to give you feedback as well. If you think, once you have that feedback, you feel like you need to practice more, I'm happy to help. Especially, LinkedIn and resume. I don't think we have resume, but I would say right now LinkedIn's pretty similar to resume. So yeah, having those fleshed out is always helpful. Cool. Well, we'll see you soon. Chat soon, I'm pretty sure. Have a great weekend. Bye for
Okay.
now.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend,
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
guys.
Thank you for
Thank
Thank you.
everything.
Good
you.
Thank
rest of your
you.
day.
Thank you.
Of
Bye.
course.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.